Yeah, okay, you lumpy little munchkins. Let's see what we got here. Today we're messing around with radiator swap on a 14 Promaster with about 700,000 miles. I honestly don't know. As you can see, once you take the grill off and get the radiator out of the way, I mean, everything you would ever need to do is right there. Not that you don't need to do this to get to the alternator and AC compressor. Those happen from the bottom, and actually quite a few things happen from the bottom, but you know, let's get excited. Step one, take that off. Take the grill off. You don't have to take this inner grill piece off if you don't want to. Here is the radiator fan assembly. I'd show it to you, but I only have the one hand. I take the cross piece off, which will release the radiator. The radiator sits on a pin there and a pin there. This is the AC condenser thing, and it is kind of a pain the way it's finagled in there. There's a lot of different ways to do this. It will come out from the bottom. I had to fight. What you do is you separate it from the radiator and you move it over this way, and then it clears those. But this can go out of your way if you bother to take that furry looking thing, this thing, which is the power steering cooler. And of course you can take this bumper piece off too. I don't think you'd need to, but there's one hose at the bottom. The other hose is tucked up here at the top. There's fan 1 relay and 2 lines going into the resistor and the power for the fan. Ditto on the fan 2. Fan 2 is on this side and is the AC fan mainly. Is that it? Oh, there's one weep line that runs across. You can see it runs across the top of the radiator and goes here. This is the radiator as you're looking at it. Well, this is as if you were in the position of the engine, and you can see what happens. This was, if you go on the Promaster forum from 2014 and 15, this was the hot topic of conversation, is about leaky radiators. What happens is there was a poorly manufactured run of radiators, and you see that orange is residue from the coolant. So it is where the plastic is mated to the aluminum core. I don't know what they use, some kind of epoxy, I assume, that over time that weeps. Now in this one, it's been doing that for 200-some thousand miles, but I just got sick of adding coolant all the time, or relying on the driver to add coolant. They shouldn't have to do that if they got other things to do rather than maintenance. That's kind of my job. I am going to separate this piece, which is the transmission cooler. As you can see, it's totally separate from the radiator, so you're never in any danger of mixing water and tranny fluid. But other than that, it's a pretty simple R&R. I guess since I don't care about that much. That's the fan assembly. I have another video on those, how they work. What else is there to know? Yeah, there's 2 pieces to the bumper. There's this inner liner and then this more rubbery piece. The bulkhead, or I don't know what you call it, goes down on a bolt there, and there's another bolt from the front, so it's held in 2 ways. You don't have to take the coolant bottle off to do this, nor do you have to pull the hood latch if you're willing to just toss it there. And at this point, I am maybe an hour into it, and I'm about to prep the new radiator, which is over here. Very reasonable, Rock Auto, 140. And like I say, I expect it to last at least a few 100,000 miles. My application is different. We drive 100,000 miles a year, so what is long-term for me is maybe different from other people. I guess I could show this while we're here. This is kind of a important tip when you're doing this job. I feel like I should have filmed this whole thing, but I didn't because it's only me. So this piece, this is the lower radiator output where it draws water into the engine. This is a separate piece, and if you water the hose, often you get that piece with it. The way it would come off is there is a retaining clip. Yeah, there's a retaining wire there. You would pull that out, and then you would just worry at it from the seam. Worry at it from the seam with you could take a flat screwdriver and turn it. That'd be gentle, but it'll come out. It makes a seal, but it's locked by this metal retaining clip, which on this one looks like that and goes there. You get the idea. The piece itself, because I don't want to do it twice, is still on the hose. So when that goes back on, bang, bang. Designed to be easy to put together. All right. I've wasted 5 minutes of your time, and you can't have it back. Carry on.